The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only by which means to attain devotional service, pure devotional service. I bow down to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one will cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified and perfectly from the lotus mouth.
Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. Who opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character.
Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, friend of the poor, the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. We take shelter at your lotus feet. His divine grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. There you go. Hare Krishna, I'd like to welcome in our online audience for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. It is our great fortune today that we have Her Grace Mother Narayani, Devi Dasi, senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada, the Bridge Bhakti, visiting us here in Philadelphia. She's with us for a few days and will be giving several classes this morning, Sunday feast, as well as Monday morning as well. Mother Narayani has performed so many services here in ISKCON over the years, since the early 1970s. As a book distributor and pujari, serving in India, in the early days when ISKCON started in India. She's a teacher, an author, and the Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Vedanta. She's written many books on the Srimad Bhagavatam as well. It is really a great honor to have her with us, and I'm sure you're going to benefit tremendously from this class today. So those that are online, please, there'll be time to take your questions at the end. But while the class is going on, we ask you to stay on mute. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I mean, no, you can, I mean, not, what do you say?
Usually.
It can go to 9 o'clock with questions.
Oh, with questions. Yeah. Oh, there's better. It's on me as well. Jai Radha Madhava Punjabi Jaya Radha Madhava Punjabi Gopi Janapalata Iri Bhagatai Gopi Janapalata Iri Yeah. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Jai Prabhu, Jai Prabhu, Jai Prabhu, Jai Prabhu. Jai Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Om Yeshua Paraman Sapai Jai. Siddha Sada Shishma Bhaktivedanta Swami. Jai Prabhupada ki Jai. All glories to the Assam devotees. All glories to the Assam devotees. All glories to the Assam devotees. Glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. I do need the book. I don't have it by memory. The Bhagavatam. I need the Bhagavatam for this verse.
Did they give you the book?
Third canto, 7th chapter, verse 11 is what I was told,
Yes.
but I need the book for that.
Did I give you the book and is it in your room?
No. Oh, wait a minute. Third, yes, you did. Yeah, 3-part 1. Okay, you have the key or you need it? Oh, you did give me the book and that's this book. Okay. All right.
I'll bring it.
Right, so we are waiting for the book right now. It's a wonderful verse. Yes, about the soul and the moon. And no, that's the next one. Sorry, that's 13. 11 is before that. Oops. 3, 7, 11, and she did give me the book, yeah. But that was for my personal reading. I'm reading every day Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. I'm on the same chapter, on the same canto. So we're waiting for that book. Yeah, we do need. Oh, he's got it. Do you? Third canto?
Subchapter.
7th chapter, that's right. You got it, then we can borrow it, and then we'll get our book soon.
Is this right?
Let's check it. No, this is Canto 1.
Oh.
Nice, anyway,
It's easy to read.
nice try. Easier to read than third canto, I'm sure. Okay, we are waiting for third canto, chapter 7. Thank you. You did give it. There we go.
So they put it here.
No, this is where, yeah.
So they put it
I am. Okay, so let's see. I hope nobody else. Further inquiries by Vidura. There we go. Chapter 7. And here.
Let's do a
11.
quick sound check.
7, verse 11. Oh, it is about the moon. Yes, I was right. Okay.
Well, this wasn't working. Hold on.
No, it's not working. Well, you'll see.
It's working now.
Can you hear?
Now we
Hare
can hear.
Krishna, Hare
Yeah,
Krishna,
now we
Krishna
can hear.
Hare Krishna, can you hear
Hare
us?
Krishna,
We
Krishna.
can hear now, Mataji.
Yes, Mother.
Yes, we can hear now.
Yes, we can hear.
We didn't miss anything.
Yes.
Okay, so now we are going to start class. We're on verse 11. Yatha jale chandramasa.
Yata jale chandramasa.
Kampadista kito guna.
Kampadista krito guna.
Vishate sanjastu.
Vishate sanapi jastu.
Atmano natmano guna.
Atmano natmano guna.
Chin.
Yata jale chandramasya.
Yatha jale chandramasa.
Kampadista krito guna.
Kampadista kito guna.
Vishate sanapi drastur.
Vishate sanapi dastu.
Atmano natmano guna.
Atmano natmano guna.
Tajale Chandramasa.
Jale chandramasa. Kampadista krito guna.
Vishite Sanapi Jashtur.
Vishate sanapi drastur. Atmano natmano guna.
Yata jale chandramasa
Yata jale chandramasa.
padista kruto guna
Kampadista krito guna.
Shritam apidrastu
Vishyate sanapi drastur.
Atmano natmano guna
Atmano natmano guna.
Yatha jale chandramasa.
Yata jale chandramasa.
Kampadista krito guna.
Kampadista krito guna.
Vishyate sanapi drastur.
Vishate drastur.
Atmano natmano guna.
Atmano natmano guna.
Yata Jale Chandrasha Kampadesha Kritona Drishyate Sanapi Drashtu Atmano Natmanogana.
So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 7, verse 11, further inquiries by Vidura. And these are the synonyms. Yata,
Yata,
as,
as,
Jale,
Jale,
in the water,
in the water,
Chandrasa,
Chandramasa,
of the moon,
of the moon,
Kampa Adi,
Kambhavi
quivering,
quiver,
etc.
etc.
Chakrita,
Takrita,
done by the water,
done by the word.
Urdha,
Guna,
quality,
Quality.
Ishyate,
Vishyate,
it is so seen,
It's so seen.
Asanapi,
Asanapi,
without existence,
without existence,
Sarashtaru,
trust
of the seer,
of the seer,
Atmana,
Atmana,
of the self,
of the self,
Anatmana,
Anatmana,
of other than the self,
of other than the self,
Guna,
Guna,
quality.
Quality.
As the moon reflected on water appears to the seer to tremble due to being associated with the quality of the water, so the self associated with matter appears to be qualified as matter. Report. Supreme Soul's personality of God is compared to the moon in the sky, and living entities are compared to the reflection of the moon on water. The moon in the sky is fixed and does not appear to quiver like the moon on the water. Actually, like the original moon in the sky, the moon reflected on the water should also not quiver. But because of being associated with water, the reflection appears to be quivering, although in fact, actual fact, the moon is fixed. The water moves, but the moon does not move. Similarly, living entities appear to be tainted by material qualities like illusion, lamentation, and miseries, although in the pure soul, such qualities are completely absent. The word pratyate, which means apparently and not actually, like the experience of having one's head cut off in a dream, is significant here. Reflection of the moon on the water is the separated rays of the moon and not the actual moon. The separated parts and parcels of the Lord entangled in the water of material existence have a quivering quality, whereas the Lord is like the actual moon in the sky, which is not at all in touch with water. The light of the sun and moon reflected on matter makes the matter bright and praiseworthy. Living symptoms are compared to the light of the sun and the moon, illuminating material manifestations like trees and mountains. Reflection of the sun or moon is accepted as the real sun from these, real sun or moon by less intelligent men, and the pure monistic philosophy develops from these ideas. In fact, the light of the sun and moon are actually different from the sun and moon themselves, although they are always connected. The light of the moon spread throughout the sky appears to be personal, but the moon planet, as it is personal, and living entities on the moon planet are also personal. In the rays of the moon, different material entities appear to be comparatively more or less important. The light of the moon from Taj Mahal appears to be more beautiful than the same light in the wilderness. Although the light of the moon is the same everywhere, due to being differently appreciated, it appears different. Similarly, light of the Lord is equally distributed everywhere, but due to being differently received, it appears to be different. One should not therefore accept the reflection of the moon on the water as actual and misunderstand the whole situation through monistic philosophy. The quivering quality of the moon is also variable. The water is standing still, there is no quivering. A more settled condition, soul quivers less. But due to material connection, the quivering quality is more or less present everywhere. Mukam karati vachanam gangamam tekini yakipantam bande shikram tarinam. Om Jnanam Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakana Chakshamitam Yena Tasma Shri Gunave. I want to get back to this purport. We're on chapter 7. I forget. Here we are. Chapter 7, verse 11. Right into it. All right. Yeah, something nice in the purport here. Although the light of the moon is the same everywhere, due to being differently appreciated, it appears different. And the light of the Lord is equally distributed everywhere, but due to being differently received, it appears to be different. So this, how we receive Krishna is according to our own capacity. He's equally distributed everywhere. There's a one who wants to merge in Brahman, he gives that light to them. And they think the light is everything. There's nothing beyond. But an intelligent person will ask, where is the light coming from? Just like we have light in this room from two different sources, from the sun and from electricity. So an intelligent person will not accept that this is only the light is everything, but what's the source of the light? So then you may go to Paramatma realization. It's more light there. I mean, the Lord in the heart can see, but it's not 100% because you may think, oh, that's me. I got self-realization. I am that Vishnu. Yes, that could happen. We were talking about mistakes in the yoga process yesterday, what can happen at the different levels, pitfalls. So this is one thing, you could lose your identity. You can merge, or you could think that, I am Vishnu. And then, of course, the highest level is a devotee. And Krishna is giving his mercy everywhere to everyone equally who is a devotee. But some people, they close the window, they go in the closet, and they don't get it. They don't get the mercy. So you got to be open. Srila Prabhupada says, this is a purport of Vikuchi. I can't remember the exact verse. I think it's verse 29, 1:829, where she says, where Prabhupada says in the purport that, mercy is equally distributed, but according to our reception, we get more mercy. So he said, and Prabhupada did say, but some people are reluctant to accept the mercy. And so we have to be open to Krishna's mercy. Might come in a difficult way, might come in an easy way, like thunderbolt, or it may come like a rose. So I'm going to share with you a verse from 7th canto, 7th chapter, verse 21. An expert geologist can understand where there is gold and by various processes can extract it from gold. Similarly, a spiritually advanced person can understand how the spiritual particle exists in the body, and by cultivating spiritual knowledge, he can get perfection. However, one who is not expert cannot understand where there is gold. A foolish person who has not cultivated spiritual knowledge cannot understand how the spirit exists within the body. So there you go. Yes, we have to dig for the soul. We have to be the soul. We are soul. We are the soul. And this is what we learned from Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhakti Yoga, how to be spiritual, how to recover our original identity as servants of Krishna. So the body is just like a machine, covers the soul. If you study Kapila Dev in 3rd canto, later on you'll be there, maybe next year. Oh, it is already next year. End of this year, maybe, or next year. It's pretty far away. Chapter 25 to 33, it might take till next year. But Kapila Dev, he talks about that. Also, how Sankhya philosophy, they count the elements and then separate the elements from the soul. This is not the soul, this is not the soul, not this, not this. And so, but we just go directly to the soul. And also yesterday I did give a quotation in the class about from Uddhava Gita, from 11th canto, how the wind is our guru, and also how the sky is our guru. We'll talk today a little bit about that. Although self-realized soul may live in various bodies in this world, he's never entangled, just like the wind, which carries various aromas, does not actually mix with them. And so the wind can pick up something beautiful and nice smelling, and then he drops it. And he may pick up something terrible and terrible smelling garbage, and he picks it up, he drops it. And so we go through our life, and we pick up beautiful things, but then it won't stay. Even if you have a beautiful wife or husband, when they get old, the beauty of the body is gone, but the soul remains, the beauty of the soul, and that's what makes the body beautiful. And so, yeah, here it's probably, in the purport, it says, we may see a particular person is strong or weak, intelligent or retarded, beautiful or homely, good or bad. The pure spirit soul, the actual person, does not really possess any qualities of the body. It's just covered by them. Just like the wind is covered by different aromas. So we learn from the wind not to be entangled. Another thing is, well, the sky is our guru. We can't see it today. But also, we can't see the wind, but we know it exists. Some days you can see it. I think last night it was working in the sky. Now it's covered by clouds. But we'll talk about that now, how the soul is covered by the clouds. That's coming up. And so, yeah, the wind blows clouds and storms, but it's not implicated. There's hurricanes. There's so many things. So we are inside a body made of earth, water, and fire, and it goes through so many things in life, like hurricanes, rain, lightning, thunder. It happens in our life too, while we're in this body. But the soul is like the sky. It's just the observer. It's watching what's happening. And so, although the body and mind are changing, like with birth, death, happiness, distress, love, and hate, the soul is the background to this. It has nothing to do. The soul, there's no birth or death, you know? And that's, of course, Gita, nor having once been, does he ever cease to be. So, and he has no change. He's also doesn't change. As the purport's saying, the more advanced you are, then the less you quiver. The less you quiver. Now, the more you're entangled, then it really upsets you, it disturbs you. You have emotional problems. And so the problem is that we are in this eternal world. And the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is described, it's a reflection of the reality. We're in an upside down banyan tree. And we're not happy because we're all upside down. We're not right side up. Right side up is when you get your spiritual identity. Now we're upside down. It's not very comfortable to be in this world, upside down. And the soul, it says, actually the soul doesn't like change. It likes permanent, it wants to be eternal. It is eternal because that's, soul is eternal. There's no birth or death. But we take the body and there is death, we experience death. So therefore we are disturbed by that. And disease also, birth, death, disease, old age. Old age, I was talking about yesterday, how, you know, your body may be almost 77 like mine, but I do forget. I forget I'm old sometimes because inside I'm not old. I mean, sometimes I do feel it, but sometimes I forget. Like I was on the airplane, I was telling you the story. When I was coming off the airplane over here in Philadelphia, I forgot that I was old. And you know, the whole aisle was clear in front of me. And so I said, I'm going to zoom down their aisle with my luggage. And I started zooming and then the luggage fell and I kind of fell too. Oh, God. I can't zoom anymore. It's the body. And then, so the lady helped me till I got to the wheelchair. And so anyway, yeah, we forget we're old because we're not really old. We're 16 years old. We're all 16. And so I would like to share something with you from Bhagavatam, and I don't have the exact verse, but I know it's from 10th canto, chapter 20, about the rainy season. So there is one verse here, which is very similar to this verse. During the rainy season, we can experience that now. The moon was prevented from appearing directly by the covering of the clouds. We can't see the sun either. So, but the clouds are illumined by the moon. So if you see at night some clouds, you will see clouds in front of the moon, the light of the moon, then you can see the clouds. So our body is like the clouds, and the moon is like our soul. And we can see ourselves because of the light of the soul shining through the body. The consciousness is shining. And then we can see a little bit of who we are. And so the false ego is actually part of those clouds, and is covering the shine of ourselves, our soul. And also, pairs of personified Vedas, this is 10th canto, chapter 87. Unless one becomes your devotee, he may be breathing, but he is not alive. As there can be no sunshine without the sun, there can be no consciousness without Krishna consciousness. So the good news is we are Satchit Ananda, just like Krishna. We have eternity, bliss, and knowledge, and we're part of him, and we belong to him. We're not alone in our struggle. As this purport was saying, we are parts and parcels. We are reflected light, but we're one with, so we're kind of simultaneously one with and different from Krishna. So the super soul and the soul, we're together here. Krishna and us are together in the same tree of the body, two birds in the tree, in the heart. And if you listen to the super soul, then you can be free from all material limitation. One time Prabhupada was in Mexico, or Venezuela, maybe it was Venezuela. Anyway, it was South America, I think it was Venezuela. And he was giving a lecture to theosophists. So they don't have idea of that kind of dabbling in spiritual life, but they don't really have a clear idea. So the question they asked Prabhupada is, why is there anything? Why is there anything? Why does anything exist? And Prabhupada said one word, Ananda, love. We're searching for love, but in the wrong place. So the purpose is love. Prema. Purpose of life is prema. But they're not getting it. And so in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is trying to bring Arjuna to the spiritual level of seeing I'm soul, I'm spiritual, I'm not the body. Now, so basically we see things separately in this world if we're not Krishna conscious, but everything is connected to Krishna. Only our conception is separate. So in the Jewish scriptures, the Talmud, it says, we don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. That's how we see the world. These things, just like a businessman, like my son, will see time is money. But he's not like a materialistic businessman. Materialistic businessman, he'll see a forest, he'll want to cut down all the trees and sell it for lumber, and make expensive houses in there, skyscraper buildings, and sell it for so much. So if he goes to the forest, that's what he'll see. Young boys and girls, they will see, oh, this is a nice place to enjoy. Let's go to the forest. But one thing, everyone has in common is how I see things, how I view the world, how the world treats me. And so there are basically 5 conceptions of life described in Gita, in Bhagavatam, Krishna book, and that's Annamaya, Pranamaya, Jnanamaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya. These are the 5 basic conceptions of life that people have. Annamaya starts from birth, where food is everything. And how do you know what something is? You put it in your mouth. That's how you test it. Does it taste good? Then it's good. If it doesn't, no. And so babies, but even people sometimes don't graduate from this level. Annamaya, food is everything. They go to food for shelter. Oh, I'm depressed. Let me eat. What's in the fridge? And I know some people, I have a friend goes shopping when she's depressed. Now, this is a little bit higher. Pranamaya, okay, pranamaya, shopping could be. Pranamaya is eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. That's more on the level of enjoying shelter, sleeping. We want to have a nice place to sleep, a house, and a husband, wife, and also defending for eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Actually, the funniest, anyway, I won't tell that story. It's embarrassing to my son. But Yeah, anyway, I just thought of it, but no, not this class. Gyanamaya. So higher, so that you see the whole civilization is basically based on this dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Religious will be a little good, and but for the purpose of religion is to have money and to enjoy, to pray to God for these things. That's what the materialistic religion is. So that's also like pranamaya. Jnanamaya is on the mental level, thinking, feeling, and willing. And then you have the psychologists, the philosophers, the magicians, the artists, all on the mental level. But the actual, yeah, so this is the mind. Jnanamaya means the mind is enjoying. And the other levels were more the body. And then Vijnanamaya means, no, I'm not this body, I'm a spiritual being. So that the impersonalists have that in common with us, that they understand that part. So they can be under Vijnanamaya. But it's only the first step in God realization, as the chapter in second canto part 1 says. First step, I'm not this body. That takes a long time to realize. And then finally, the last level is Anandamaya. That is our path of bhakti. Narottam Das Thakur, I think it's Narottam Das Thakur. He says, Jnanamaya, Jnana and karma, they are pots of poison. Only our path is Anandamaya, Kevala Anandamaya. Our path is path of Ananda or bliss. Because Vedanta Sutra says, Anandamaya Ya Sat. The soul has Ananda by nature. It's Ananda. We are Ananda. We have Ananda in us. We're on that level of Sat, Chit, and Ananda. Sat is just eternal. Sat is Chit, we get some knowledge. And Ananda, we're in love with Krishna. We're praying. That is Ananda. You can't have that without loving Krishna. So we need to see Krishna everywhere in our life, in every activity and every thought. And so we need to offer the results. There's Krishna. He wants our results. So we need to offer the results, and every action should be done as devotional service. I know one godbrother of mine, Karnapur, he left his body, but he used to write a lot. He was very thoughtful. And he was saying how he goes through his day. When he wakes up first thing in the morning, he says, I offer this day to you, Krishna. And then he goes in the bathroom, brushes teeth. I offer brushing my teeth to you, Krishna, because it's your body, it's not mine. I'm taking care of your body for you, for your service. And then whatever, he had to go to work. So I'm offering this job to you, and I give some donation, and that way they can purify it and make it your work. And so his whole day he would do that. Even, okay, I'm going shopping for you today, Krishna. I'm gonna buy some boga, and I hope you like this one and this one. And anyway, so that's how we have to live our day too. We have to see our connection with Krishna. Now, I'd also like to add something here about the moon in a Krishna conscious way, a very Krishna conscious way. How Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda are like the sun and the moon. Who's the moon? Nityananda. And the sun is Lord Chaitanya. So actually, there's a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the second verse. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodita Gaudata Yupushvata Chitra Asana Tamarada. I offer my respectful obeisance to Shri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and the moon. They have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Gauda to dissipate the darkness of ignorance and wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. So then, this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi-lila, chapter 1, verses 97 to 100. It tells what happens when you take Gaura into your heart. If they affect you, it tells scientifically, step by step, how you get to prema. So here's what happens next. Well, first, he compares the sun and the moon of this world. They take away the darkness of this world, and they show us material objects like pots and plates. But Lord Chaitanya Nityananda dissipate the darkness of the inner core of our heart. And they help one meet the two kinds of Bhagavatas. So first thing that happens, when Gauranitai come in our heart, they show us the book Bhagavad and the Holy Bhagavad, two Bhagavats. And when you meet these two Bhagavats, what happens next? And these two Bhagavats, the book and the Bodhi, give you bhakti. They give you bhakti. We're getting a lot of phone calls this morning. Huh?
I'm sorry.
No problem. Yes. Weapons of distraction. His Holiness Sachinanda Swami calls these cell phones. We have weapons of destruction and we have weapons of distraction. Oh, I hope it starts working. Weapon of distraction, thank you for coming back to us. So what happens when these two Bhagavats give you bhakti? And then, of course, the bhakti is already in your heart. As Prabhupada says in the first canto, which you have, first canto, what chapter? Chapter 3, talks about super soul, and it talks about how we have bhakti in our heart. But in order to, it's like fire. We have this fire covered in our heart, but you need a match to start the fire. And so when you hear from the Guru, that's the match that lights the fire of bhakti in your heart. And so aren't we fortunate? And so we have Guru, we have Srila Prabhupada, and we have Prabhupada's books, and they light a fire in our heart. So yes, we have the two Bhagavatas, and after you get bhakti, what happens? You get prema, what happens? Who knows what happens after you get prema? You control Krishna. Isn't that nice? Would you like to control Krishna? Yeah, anyway, his parents do, his lovers do, his friends do. His servants, not so much. But they do because they have to give him a bath, and so they have to control him in some way. And his flute controls him too. Sometimes it plays by itself without him playing it. But wait, what happened? I lost control of my flute. And it goes to the gopis, he loses control that way too. But anyway, yeah. So that's what happens. It's scientifically explained right in the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, that we have this process of mercy. And another thing I would like to share you. Well, of course, I'll share one more thing about Nityananda, how he's like the moon. That there's a verse in Bhagavatam, 7th canto. I don't think I had the reference, but yeah, I can remember 7th canto, 15th chapter, verse 45. So that tells Gyanasim Achyuta Bala. The Jnana, the sword of knowledge, is given by Achyuta or Krishna. Asim is sword. Jnana, knowledge, Achyuta, Krishna, and Bala. Bala is Nityananda and Guru. And you get the strength to hold the sword of knowledge by serving the Guru. That's where you get it. That's how you sharpen the sword. Sword of knowledge, that's the Prabhupada. That's what this verse says in Bhagavatam. So that's also important to know. You can't get the goal of life without Balaram. Yeah. So, Itaya Kurina Habe, Rajay Radha Krishna Pade. Oh, there was a nice verse. I was speaking on Nityananda's appearance. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Charana Ravinda Jahoite Pabe Shri Radha Govinda. That's the verse. That all glories to Lord Nityananda's lotus feet. By his mercy, you can get Radha and Krishna. And so we can't neglect Gauranitai. They are the way. They are the way we can worship Radha and Krishna. So one more thing about moons. Prabhupada quotes Janaka Pandit that it's better to have one qualified son than to have hundreds of fools. So there's another one. If you can create one moon, it's better than millions of stars. So that's what Prabhupada said. So he said, try to create one Krishna conscious person, then there will be peace. Actually, I can tell one thing about my son. When he was 5 years old, going to school in India, he had a Christian teacher. So, well, yeah. And I told him, if you can make one pure devotee, you'll go back to Godhead. So he tried to preach to his teacher. It didn't work, but he tried. At least he was trying. And so, yes. So Prabhupada said, if I create one moon, that is sufficient. I don't want many stars. What's the use of having a number of fools and rascals? If one man understands rightly, he can deliver the whole world. And this is Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. They gave prema to everyone. That's a special thing of our fortune in this time, Kali Yuga. Lord Chaitanya just came. And Krishna was not giving prema, he locked it up in the treasure box. But Lord Chaitanya plundered the treasure, ate it, and distributed it free, not caring. He didn't look who's qualified, who's not qualified. He didn't see that. And Prabhupada said, this is the sum and substance of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. No distinction made between those fit and those who are not fit, should be distributed without discrimination. And so his order, Lord Chaitanya, is I cannot do this alone. I order everyone in this universe except Krishna conscious movement and distribute it everywhere. Let people eat these fruits and become free from old age and death. Yeah, yes, so this is we want to distribute these fruits, Krishna consciousness. And I'll just give you another quote from a lecture on Bhagavad Gita. Chaturvanya Mayashishtam Guna Karma Vivada, so that according to not according to birth, it didn't say Janma, it said Guna and Karma, according to your quality and according to your work. That is how you can know where you belong in the Varnashram system. Yes, but at the same time, he says, you're not responsible for your birth. You want to go to Krishna consciousness in a spiritual world, there's no impediment. It doesn't depend on any material condition. You can be male, you can be female, black, white, anything, doesn't matter. American, Indian, everyone is given equal chance to be. And then Prabhupada said something, there is a chance given. You can become a Brahmana, you can become a great devotee of Lord Krishna, you can become spiritual master of the whole world. So and Lord Chaitanya gave that order, and so did Srila Prabhupada. He ordered us all that you take up this movement and preach. You preach, distribute it, share it to everyone. That's Prabhupada's order to all of us. One time he was on a morning walk in Vrindavan, and a devotee was saying, Lord Chaitanya spread this movement in India, but it looks like he left it for you to spread all over the world. And Prabhupada said, yes, and for you. He left it for us also to spread it. That we all have that order of Lord Chaitanya, of Srila Prabhupada. It is his order that everyone be guru. Lord Chaitanya says, Ama Agya Guru Hoya Taro Edesh. That instruct everyone about Krishna. And you become guru and deliver these people. Okay, so I'll stop here if there's any questions. Yes.
Thank you. I was just actually this line that's on the screen right now.
Which line?
How the light of the Lord is equally distributed everywhere, but due to being differently received, it be different.
Yeah.
Is that due to both nature, like the gunas, how the gunas are acting on someone?
Okay, is it due to the modes of nature, how we receive it? For materialistic persons, it's true that it's the modes of nature. Yeah, those in the mode of goodness will be more open. Those in the mode of ignorance, completely closed. Those in the mode of passion may say, oh, maybe this will help me. They go to these courses. I don't know the names of them, but how to make yourself, and it's always in you, and you can do it, and all that. Actually, it's the super soul that's helping you do it. For materialistic persons, it's true. For devotees, it can or cannot be true. It depends how much you're in the modes. Because Kapila says, which you'll find out chapter 29, there is devotional service in the mode of goodness, devotional service in the mode of passion, devotional service in the mode of ignorance. So if you're doing devotional service in the mode of ignorance means you're violent, you criticize other devotees, you think you're the best devotee, and no one is equal to you. Kind of like Duryodhana, he wasn't a devotee, but it's that mood. And you're separatist. No, I'm not gonna associate with devotees. Because they don't understand, or else they made it, another way to apply that is in India. You have the deities, and that's your way of making money. You show the deities, you get a donation. That's also can be mode of ignorance. Mode of passion means you worship the Lord for you want fame, you want money, you want a position in the spiritual movement. And you're a separatist. So we see people like that who are separatists, and they do make distinctions. They discriminate with like caste people, caste Brahmanas. They say, no, you're not born in a Brahmin family, so you can't be a Brahmin. That's a mode of passion. Example, you can't be a Brahmin, no. Prabhupada, or else you're a woman, can't be a Brahmin. Or a Shudra, can't be a Brahmin. But Krishna consciousness is a way to bring everybody up to Vaishnava, which is above Brahman, One time when we first came to India, in Vrindavan, there was, some caste Goswami. And he said to the devotees, oh, you're doing such nice puja, such devotional service. Next time, you can be born in a Brahmin family. They told Prabhupada, and Prabhupada said, you tell him, you're doing such a nice devotional service, puja. Next life, you can be born in ISKCON. So, yeah, different perceptions there. But yeah, there's devotional service and mode of passion. You may not be violent, but we have experienced that in India, especially. There are people who are performing devotional service in the mode of passion. And they feel that you cannot progress if you're not a certain birth. You have to be male or you have to be Brahmin. And yeah, so there's certain people that believe that. And they want, and they threaten in India, oh, if you don't follow this varnashram that we are saying, we will leave and make our own separate from ISKCON. Separatists and threatening and some people just want the money, like when Bhaktisiddhanta left, some people just had court cases over which temple belongs to who. So this is going on in India too. There's court cases going on in Bangalore temple, which was built by ISKCON devotees and taken by separatists. So this is going on. Devotional service and mode of passion. Don't go to ISKCON. No, we have the truth. So you have to be very careful who you associate with. And devotional service in the mode of goodness means you actually are performing your duties for Krishna. It doesn't matter. You might be, you have a job. You might have a job. You're doing it for Krishna. You may be maybe doing Shuddha work or Vaishya work, or even a professor in university, mode of goodness. You're doing it for Krishna. Yeah, you're doing it for Krishna. Just like my yogi friend I was talking about yesterday from Russia. He heals people with his mystic powers, but he also teaches them to chant Hare Krishna. So you have to chant this or else it won't work. So you do it you try to bring Krishna. Some massage therapists, some people who work with, I know I have a friend who works with old people in the hospice, and then if they're dying, she chants for them, or she may sometimes preach to them if they're open, or she even encourage them in their own religion. You should be a better Christian. So mode of goodness means you are in the Varna, you are doing your duty, but you're giving results to Krishna. So, and then pure devotional service is when you hear the holy name, your mind just runs there. It runs to the kirtan or to Prasadam also can be. That's a form of attachment to Krishna. And Prabhupada was very liberal, and that's how he hooked a lot of people, is on prasadam. But the holy name also. And yeah, your mind naturally goes there. Like Kunti was praying at the end of her prayers, let my mind flow, let my heart flow to you, like the Ganges flows to the ocean, let it flow naturally. So that is the level of pure devotional service. And that's described. First, the three modes are described. This is, if you want to know, third canto, chapter 29, verses 7 onwards till like 12. 7, 8, 9 are the verses on the modes, devotional service in the modes. And after that is devotional service, pure devotional service. Okay.
What are they, 3?
Devotional service in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance.
Which chapters?
Third canto, chapter 29, verses 7, 8, 9, and then pure devotional service is after that. Yeah. Yeah, Bhagavatam has everything. Yeah. And early canto. You had a question too?
Yeah, can you elaborate on, you were saying Srila Prabhupada, he would be, he didn't want a lot of stars, he wanted
One more.
one moon. What, how do you, what does that mean? What is a moon?
Well, what it means is, when he came to America, he did not take up the American customs. And he gave the 4 regular principles. So, the other yogis who came, there's no principles, you can even eat meat to be a yogi. So that was the beginning of his, I only want moons. First, you have to be, follow the 4 regular principles, you have to chant 16 rounds. So he asked something of us, whereas the other people, I went to another yogi before Prabhupada and pay me some money, I give you a secret mantra, 10 minutes morning, 10 minutes night, and the rest of the day, do it, whatever you like. And after 6 months, you will become Brahman, or you'll become God. I tried. Didn't work, no. Completely different, whole different movement. Like people, I went to one of their classes, meditation, and half the people were snoring. And I thought, is that the boy? Is he sleep here? But is it supposed to make you sleep? I was wondering. Anyway, but yeah, it's a whole different thing. Yeah, elaborate on that. So, and then another thing was, I think Vishijan Maharaj, he gave examples of devotees who tried to follow that. One was Vishijan Maharaj. So before he would do anything, he would ask, it's just Prabhupada's order. Okay, before he would eat, he would say, okay, Prabhupada said, fill your stomach half full with food, 1/4 with water, liquids, and 1/4 with air. And then he would eat. Before he would sleep, okay, Prabhupada said in Gita, this 6 hours is the best. Okay, I'm sleeping 6 hours. He didn't even sleep 6 hours. And so before he would do anything, he would question, okay, is this what Prabhupada said to do? So that's one example of how to become a moon. And he was a moon. By his association, I also became, I took the next step and joined the temple. Yeah. So, yeah. Try to be very close to Prabhupada, follow his instructions. That's how you sharpen the sword of knowledge. You follow exactly the instructions of Prabhupada, and that you'll sharpen the sword and you'll get the strength of Balaram. Oh, Guru is representative of Nityananda or Radharani. So you get the strength of Nityananda, Balaram. Okay, any other questions? Okay, online audience has any questions? And any water?
Oh.
Yeah,
I'll get you some water.
I forgot.
Hare Krishna devotees online.
Right?
You can If you have any questions or comments for Mother Narayani, you can ask them now. Hare Krishna. Anyone?
I don't see any hands up.
Okay. Okay, if there's no questions online, we can conclude the class here. And we thank Mother Narayani for a really wonderful class, a lot of nice information to draw from. She'll be speaking again tomorrow at the Sunday feast, and as well as Monday morning. So please tune in.
And Monday afternoon Bhagavad Gita class.
Yeah, and the Monday evening as well, at the Temple Bhagavad Gita class. So we'll see you all tomorrow morning for Srimad Bhagavatam class again. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.